Sunday racing, we're doing this Friday. Hello everybody, welcome to our Hollywood Bets Greyville preview. We're starting up with the opener. I've got Daryl Murray and Darren Burrows to talk about it. We've got social media and other ways of engaging with us. As you can see, you're more than welcome to join at any given time at your convenience. Darren, I'll start with you. I think maybe the best bet on the card perhaps comes up as early as the first, the horse Warrior of Royalty, because I thought the rest of the card was fairly tricky. What do you make of it?
Definitely, Clyde. This horse is worth a bet. His current odds are actually good value. Now, have a look at that debut. He moved up strongly, got outrun by Cliffhanger, the final 50. We saw the horse that ran 2 lengths behind him in that race, Ermelo, come out to win in good style next time out. And that's good enough for me. It'll take a very good first-timer to beat him. So Warrior of Royalty, a confident pick.
Well, I have to tell you that that stable Laffin right now is very hot, and Keegan DeMello takes the ride, of course, for Lawrence Werner's on Question of Faith, but Darren seems to tend to believe that it's going to have to be very good to run this favourite over.
On paper, he does look like the right one, Clyde. I've got respect for number 5, Railroad. I know he's well held, and that was Warrior of Royalty's debut, but since then he's been fitted with the blinkers, and last time out he showed exceptional pace. Who is hotter than this combination at the moment? Michael Roberts and Rachel Viennica. So with those blinkers staying on, he's got bend experience. He's been to Greyville before. So I've just gone 5 and 6 in the buy pot.
Okay, well, Michael Roberts and Rachel Viennica had a great, 4-5 winners the other day. Super form. We've got some selections, guys, for you. Let's get straight into it. The favourite does appear to be the right horse in the race, and Darren is bankering that, quite rightly so, bankering the 6, by banker the 3, by 3, 4, 7. And horses, those are the horses, as you can see. You can obviously do what you need to do in scanning away and getting that bet on for you. Race 1 buy pot. Now, Daryl Murray's got something for you too, and he's looking just to be safe. He has respect for a couple here, so he's gone a few, and you'll notice this is not an easy card, hence no bankers in the buy pot. The maiden class field, and this horse Majestic Reign's been in good form, I've got to say. Peter Muscat, I think, watch that stable. They're going to start coming to very good form again. Not that they lost form, but I think Peter Muscat back in Durban now. The Cape Town stint is over. Watch out. That horse Super Fast. Darren Burrows came out of the Gold Index to win, so at least that form line's been franked. You like Majestic?
I made it between numbers 1 and 3, Clyde. I'm actually leaning towards Golden Peace, number 3. He's only had the one start, and I actually heard whispers about this horse on debut. Even though he started 50-1, there was a bit of confidence, and he stayed on very late on in the race, 4 lengths off Veldskun. That was in Cape Town. Now, the winner, Veldskun, hasn't won since. The second-placed runner, Gimmy's Laddie, won. The third-placed runner, Black Egret, won. And the 14th-placed runner, Cabona Lasedi, won. I think this horse is crying out for the extra, and he will rate the horse to beat over the consistent horse Majestic Reign for second.
Okay, that's interesting. The Golden Piece does seem to be coming from a very strong form in terms of company. Interestingly, though, never ran again. Only had the one run in the Cape. It didn't run off there.
Obviously, Western Cape maiden form is very powerful, Clyde. And Gareth van Zyl's horses that have come back from the Western Cape have been competing extremely well. We saw that was Weekend Warrior and one other one on the day. So they're coming back to KZN in a rich vein of form. I don't know what to make of this horse. Started 50-1, as Darren said, but he does have the come-on look about him. Majestic Reign, he had everything go his way last time out. I see that happening once again. His track and trip suited. He's got the one draw. He's got fitness on his side. I did watch that replay last time out, and I have a sneaky feeling, although he's drawn out wide once again, Mr. Lincoln was making up good ground on him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him reverse that form. That was Mr. Lincoln's only start on the turf, Clyde, and he was staying on stoutly. So 1 and 8 to fight it out. I don't know about number 3. If he's fancied and he gets supported in the market, watch out for him.
Okay. I see Mr. Lincoln now. Serena Moodley gets the ride. Here we go. Place accumulators. Let's put them up, guys, and take a look at what the plan is for today. Daryl's gone banker 1 in his PA by 3, 4, 7, by 3 and 4, by 1, 2, 4, 7, by 1, 2, 4, by 1, 2, 6, by 1 and 2. Maiden plate we go to. It's over 1,800 metres. The third out at Hollywood Bets Gravel. We're 5-2 on Friday. Number 3, Gimme Gorgeous, tops the boards. 28-10 for Don't Stop Me Now. And then it's 5-1 bar the 2. Darren, pick 6 time. What's the plan?
Clyde, I thought between numbers 3, 4, and 7. Now, Gimme Gorgeous, a strong front runner. He's really come on since leaving the Western Cape. I thought Don't Stop Me Now also had 3 starts, improving with each and every start. So 3 and 4, my leading lights. And then Johnny's Hope. I thought that was a good effort for his new stable last time out, and I think he'll be competitive.
Okay, it'll be a race where there've been a few in here that have had their chances, and they're back again to have another go in a maiden class field. Your first choice?
Yes, Clyde, obviously, Gimme Gorgeous and Johnny's Hope. Nothing separating the two of them. I don't think there will be much this time around either. On a line through of Vernie King, Clyde, Don't Stop Me Now has to be a runner. It was only his second start in his penultimate start. So last time out in the Vernie King race with Gimme Gorgeous, there was a horse called Space Cowboy in there, trained by Andre Nel. I think Don't Stop Me Now is a better horse. And he's only had 3 starts to date. I think he can certainly notch up a victory in his 4th start. So I'm going to go in order 4, 3, and 7, but not overly confident. Clyde.
Okay, not overly confident. You can get 3-1 about Don't Stop Me Now at the moment. But beg your pardon, Sean Veal's riding that was Gimme Gorgeous, and Rachel's on Johnny's Hope. Here's a look at the selections. It's a pick 6 from Darren, where he's going 3, 4, and 7 in the first leg. And the last leg is where Darren is basically going to be depending on, once again, he's hoping the last will carry him through. And if you don't know who that is, we're bankering Chelsea Flower. Right, let's move on now. We're going on to this handicap at the 92 level. It's run over 1,400 metres. Betting have got 2 horses top of the boards. 4 Desert Rose, who looks the right horse in the race, trading 5-2, and 3 Lucky Misses at 33-10. And then you can probably get about 10-1, as much as 10-1 on Friday, bar those 2 runners, Darren.
Yes, so Clyde, Desert Rose. Now, we fancied her in a big way in her penultimate start at 8-1. She shortened from 14s into 8s. That was over a mile. Now, last time actually, they dropped her back to 1,400, which wasn't ideal, and she couldn't quite get to the leaders. She did start hot favourite that day. This is also 14, so it is slightly on the sharp side, but she's very capable of winning. Lucky Miss, consistent as they come, always right there at the finish, will be competitive. An interesting runner could be Kayleen. Now, have a look at her rating 3 runs back, a 102. Right now it's a 92, and Venica takes off 1.5 kilos. So if Kayleen can bounce back to some of her better form, very capable. Of the rest, Love Bomb and Mvolazana.
Kayleen is, what is Kayleen? 14-1, Darren. You might be right, the combination's well. We know Desert Rose, that you make reference to, the form's been worked out particularly well. Fantastic, I remember just the other day came out and won from there, and Philosophize also came out and won. So the Desert Rose form from a Cape Town perspective has held up very, very well. But I don't know if it stops there.
Yeah, and Betsy Boop came out and ran second in her next start, Clyde. So I think the pennies dropped for this filly. When she came to the track, they rated her highly, and she didn't quite live up to expectations. She went off form, and since that rest campaigning in the Western Cape, she's really knuckled down and started producing the goods. I'll certainly make her the filly to beat, although I believe it's 200 meters short of her best optimum trip. I'm going to tip the 4 ahead of the 3. Lucky Miss, Clyde, you can see she's in cracking form. She's off a competitive rating. She just doesn't get her head in front. 420 odd days last seen in the winner's enclosure. 4 from 3, Clyde.
Okay, 4 from 3. And now Sean Veal's riding Lucky Miss. And let me tell you, Sean Veal hasn't lost his confidence, and he's not out of form. He's riding winners. Here we go. This is the choice then from our perspective in regards to race 4. Darren wants to go Desert Rose a place, into Chelsea Flower a place. Very interesting race coming up. One of the most interesting of the day, I think, this Pinnacle Stakes over 1,200 metres. This horse top of the boards right now is imposing at 7-2, having a first run for the Michael Roberts stable. Number 4, Valdorcia is a talented horse, is at 9-2. 11, Pearl of Asia is 9-2. And the 1, Smorgasbord, also a talented horse, trading at 5-1. You can get 7s and better about the others. Let's put the summarizers for us. Based on what I'm seeing, I know Imposing, the guys rate this horse very, very highly. The combination of Michael and Rachel now, partnering with Imposing, Darren. And just off face value, that's the horse to beat.
Could be, Clyde, because this horse has sprinted very well in the past. He ran, I think, 4 lengths off in the Gold Medallion over 1200. He won at 1200. I don't think he swore a mile in the Cape. What was that feature last time out?
Yeah, the Punters Cup.
Behind Cousin, yes. And then in the Cape Classic before that as well, behind Charles Dickens. This horse could come out fresh and win. The best weighted horse is Smorgasbord, but he is off form terribly. Keegan DeMello does take the ride. You can't ignore him. Valdorcia's alive. Horses like Vasim and Pearl of Asia have chances. I thought a very tricky race.
Tricky, you're right, because there are a few in here beyond Imposing that have got ability and that can, if they just show their best again and show, what we know them or what they're capable of, Daryl, no surprise to see, one of those win.
Yes, obviously Smorgasbord is best weighted over here, Clyde, and it appears as if he is the stable elect with the booking of Keegan DeMello. It was a fair comeback, and then last time out he had excuses, so I expect him to set the record straight and start bouncing back to form. Valdorcia, now obviously he won the Grade 2 Post Merchants over this course in distance, so he's capable. He's come down from a 111 to a 106 and he's fairly well treated here. Imposing, New Yard, possibly Track and Trip suited. Spider's Corner out at the weights, but he's also capable. I think it's a tricky lineup, Clyde.
Tricky lineup. The ones you mentioned may be the ones from where the win shall come. Let's take a look. We've got some selections for you. Here we go, guys. It's a Pinnacle Stakes. And here we go. Daryl Marie's jackpots. He's loading. He's not taking chances. We said at the outset it's not easy and you need to play safe. Let's get on to race number 6 as a handicap at the 92 level. On Friday, the market looked like this. Get in the queue. Number 4 on the card is trading 9-2, joint with number 5, Amarandi 9-2. For 8, Sabatini is 5-1, 11-2 about the 6, Adina, and then 7 or 8-1 you can get about Russian Doll. I don't like the race. I don't think any of us do, to be quite honest, in terms of a single particular horse, unless Mr. Burrows, you'll flip one over for us.
Not really, Clyde. I thought very difficult. You got a lot of speed in this race. And Adina, number 6, she goes a blistering pace up front. But that was on the poly. Now it's the turf, so it's difficult to assess. Amarandi should be competitive. A horse like Kalulo's in hot form. Get in the queue. Also a very speedy filly. Last time out, she had a lot of weight to shoulder. So I made it very hard.
I didn't quote Kalulo in the betting because it's not in the betting on the screen I'm reading at the moment, unfortunately, because they've got SP next to it. So I don't know what's going on with Kalulo at this moment. At this moment in time, it's a runner, but I'm not sure why it's not quoted. What's your first choice, Mr. Murray?
I'm going to be with the top weight of here, Nara, Clyde. She made her debut for New York on the poly track. Go back to her turf form. She's run against much stronger. I know she's got a hefty mass shoulder, but I think she's got the class in this sort of lineup. Kalulo travels well in her races. I think with the hot pace in here, it's certainly going to suit her. I could see her winning, although she's not my top pick. Gets in the queue interests me a bit. Keegan DeMello getting down to 53.5. Clyde, this horse races extremely well fresh. A lot of pace. She'll be putting the race early. Difficult. I don't know, Clyde. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I guess anyone's for that matter. Keegan DeMello hasn't ridden Get in the Queue for a while, but back on board now. Open race. Here we go. Let's take a look in terms of what's next. It's a pick 3 from Daryl. Those are the horses loading up the last 3 legs. That's your plan. Covert operators top of the boards to win here. Comes out of a rather dead form line in Captain Dizzy Darren. Nothing has come from there and won, but I don't know Joburg Durban comparative form lines if it's going to be good enough for Win to win a race like this. Perhaps it will be.
Clyde, this is too difficult for me, this race. I gave all runners just about an equal chance. all of 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 have chances. Let's see how that Joburg form works with COVID operator, but very tricky.
Tricky. Your side, Mr. Marie?
I think four horses, Clyde, numbers 1, 2, 6, and 7. Obviously, Trafalgar Square, he goes extremely well over this course in distance, should get the run of the race. Slim Yanni, that form line's working out well, Clyde. Beecham Boy came out and won again. The second horse, Don Carrari, was very stiff next time out. That stable, that combination, the draw, everything in his favor. COVID operator, now he's a hold-up type of horse. He goes extremely well on the turf inside track. So I think this Gravel 1,000 meters is going to be very suitable. And he's obviously not going there to see the beach sand, Clyde. So I'll give him a chance. And then Cavalieri might be on the sharp side, but he'll be doing his best work late.
Okay. So unfortunately, we haven't reached consensus here in terms of a single horse. So it's open. This is what it looks like from the boys. They're tipping a trifecta in this race. And the numbers are 1, 2, I beg your pardon, an exacta. And they're boxing 1, 2, 6, and 7. Darren Burrows may well be on the right horse here in Chelsea Flower. The form is solid, comes from the Carl Hewitson stable. I say solid because Sleeker Silk, who won that race the last time Chelsea was in the race, came out and won again. And then also Marina Carolina also came out of there and came out to win from there too. And of course, Marina Carolina finished about a length or so behind a horse like Chelsea Flower. So you might be on the right one here, Mr. Burrows.
I think she's the right horse in the race, Clyde. I think she's better than a field of this nature. The 2.5 kilo apprentice allowance is going to help her chances. She'll be given a patient ride. Last time out, very unlucky loser. She had Mul's Princess behind her and is around 3 kilos better off at the weights. So surely if she gets a clear passage in the straight, I think she'll be running on by.
Okay, so got a chance, your side?
Yeah, I'll read it similarly, Clyde. I mean, Mel's Princess should get the run of the race, shouldn't she? She's got a good early toe to get into the race.
Sure.
Got her draw, she's got fitness. She'll be put in the right place. Last time out, she had the worst of the draws. Now she's not going to have to work to get into that perfect position. Belle Stardust, Clyde. The last time she was seen at this track on turf, she ran well above her rating. Yeah, you got Keegan de Mello from a 1 draw. That's half the battle won. So I'm actually leaning towards the 1 and the 2 over here. I do respect the 7 Chelsea Flower. She just hurt me last time out.
You haven't given us. We wanted confidence from you from Chelsea.
She hurt me last time out.
Tell me, Daryl, Blazing Kiss, was that Gareth Funds? Was that Carl Hewitson before?
That's correct.
So this is first time Gareth. Now this horse, I'm just picking it up on the form that Sea Goddess, the second horse, came out and won from Escapologist. I mean, you'll know the comparative form. Who was the third horse? Reckless Love came out and won from there. Catalaya Summer came out of there and won. And this horse, Blazing Kiss, at the time with Carl, comes from a very strong formula. Now, Carl Hewitson will have an idea as to Blazing Kiss and this horse that we like, Chelsea. Not that you necessarily like it as your first choice, but he'll get an idea as to where this all stands. So anybody who knows Carl Hewitson, phone him. And if you get hold of him, let us know what he says. This is what we're tipping in the last race, everybody. The last 8th and final. Darren Burrows is big on Chelsea Flower.